Hey, everybody. Is that good?
That's a good
Welcome.
start.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome.
Hey, guys. I am so excited. I wish I had poppers. We could pop them
All the little
and be like,
popper
pew,
things.
pew, or the little blower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, welcome to this impromptu, welcome message. We are just going to announce this for everybody who is at all interested. So three of you.
Yeah.
We have launched Alibi Syndicate Press. We are super, super excited about this small niche noir press that we are opening because it's definitely an extension of what Troy and I are passionate about, and that is extending authors the chance and the opportunity to have as much success as possible. And we know that there is a place for traditional presses to actually help authors leverage that strength, or that at least extra little Nike swoosh that I always call it, is that little Nike swoosh, to kind of help them, get a leg into certain things that they maybe wouldn't have personally been able to do that
Awards,
without, other awards,
stuff like that.
certain
Thriller
distribution
writers,
outlets,
different
thriller,
associations,
right,
Prince distribution, all
right.
that kind of stuff.
So all that kind
Which
of stuff.
reminds me, I didn't
Yeah,
even tell you this, but I'm just going to announce it right
go.
here.
Oh,
Is
okay.
that I've been talking to a group about a possible print partnership, which might be really, really good for our authors. So
Oh, well,
anyway,
see, there we go. And
yeah,
and then today I made a connection with a translation company, and they're offering some extended services to us and to some of our clients as well, so we can get them read
yeah.
internationally. So
Oh, I can't wait.
there's really exciting things happening. I'm very, very
Yes.
excited about all of them. So, just so you know, we're just going to give you kind of the rundown. I'm going to let Troy announce some of the things that we have in the pipeline, because he knows that better than I do. He and our other resident editor, editor at
Editor,
large,
editor at large.
is
Yes.
Vincent Zandri. And those two have got some books that they are looking at as far as submissions are concerned. And we are going to start slow. There are a lot of publishing companies right now that are actually leaving the business. And so one of the things that we are going to do differently is that we're going to come in and actually do this from an experienced perspective of indie publishing. And we want to make sure that our authors that come into this business have the best chance at success. And that means giving them the education and the support that they need to not only market their book that they're going to put with us, but also their backlist. We want to make sure that all our authors have all the afforded opportunities that they can to support their business going forward. So
Yes.
that is something that we're going to give as that's actually kind of a concierge service. So we want to make sure that our authors are feeling that support, and we are going to do that slowly, because we want each author to feel that support. We don't want to bring on 100 different authors and not be able to support them in the way that we feel like they need. So
Yeah.
just so you know, and then open submissions are coming. We're going to probably start taking some submissions in April, possibly.
Yeah.
um
I'll talk more about that,
yeah i'll
exactly
let
how that's going to work in a minute.
I'll let you
And
discuss that.
yeah, I'll talk about agents real quick too, because it's
Okay,
just a
cool.
thing we got to
Cool,
talk about.
cool.
Anyway.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. And then just the other thing I wanted to announce is just that um we're also planning on things are like the back end of all of this stuff. So we are collecting emails right now for newsletters and for getting on our mailing list, and getting those announcements and those really exciting kind of like things that are coming to kind of get the first ear on the ground kind of idea with us. We have those things kind of in place, but what I want you to be patient with us as we're doing this. Troy and I are literally kind of like, we hit the ground running in November with this idea. And so to get to get a business up and running, can you believe that we did this?
I Really, yeah, I just want to point out that our schedule in November and December and now is insane for doing something like this. But here, the reason we're doing it, here's what this is born out of is, first of all, I've felt for a long time that modern publishing is leaving a lot of money on the table by not using methods
Exactly.
that there are for getting writers and books in front of readers. And I
Hmm.
feel like it's really foolish. And I feel like there are times, so authors only have a few things that we own as authors. We only have like our time, our money, and our intellectual property and our audience. That's really all
Hmm.
we got. I mean,
And your
that's
audience only when you get them from your website,
right.
not from
That's
social media.
right. And so that's really your author business. So the more of your audience that you actually own, the better, and all that kind of stuff. But all that being said is the money and time part of it, sometimes that's why we go with traditional publishers is we put a book with them because we don't have the money and some of the time to put behind it, and we want
Hmm.
help to put
Right.
behind that. So
Exactly.
what publishers are supposed to do is help. Most publishers don't help. Our plan is to actually help,
To actually
which
help.
is why this first year we may end up taking on between a dozen and 20 titles, and that may be it the
Yeah.
first year. And the reason is we have a small staff. We want to remain profitable so that
Hmm.
we can continue to do this forever.
Right. Hmm.
And as long as we want to do it.
Hmm.
So we need to give each book and each author some individual attention that we can't give if we take
We
on
really don't
a
want
whole
to
bunch
go
of books.
out of business like the competitors. We
Yeah.
really don't.
And
Like,
because the competitors are going out of business because essentially a publisher only has exactly the same type of property that an author has. They have an
hmm.
audience, and part of that audience is distribution channels that they need to
Right.
get to. So if we can help crack that nut for authors as well, that expands your audience. But
Right.
they have intellectual property and really just the rights to intellectual property. They've contracted from authors and they have time and money. That's all a publisher owns either. So we have to act more like authors and use our time and our money and that intellectual property wisely, which means I'm not going to take on 100 books this year and promote 10, which is what normal
Which is
publishers
what
do.
normal publishers do. Right. Yeah. So we're not going to do that.
So we're not going to do that. Anyway,
Right.
that's Troy rant number one. One of the main reasons we're
Now
doing this
check
is
off
because
it's off the agenda
that
now. It's
that one's
over.
off the agenda. I
Yeah.
have more, but that one is off the agenda.
Okay. Well, the next thing I want to address is just making sure that everybody understands that because these things are kind of like happening on the fly, there are some things that might not be currently like working. So when you go to our website right now and you sign up for the email list, you may not get an email right away saying that we've gotten your email address. So just beware, be aware that we are like in the process of making all this stuff happen. But like I said, November, folks, we have been running since November, trying to get, and
Nonstop.
yeah, getting LLCs and like all the stuff that happens in the background, partnership agreements, contracts, all these things have to kind of like all come together, and they are just literally, it's like a very loose ball of string right now. So we're trying to tighten it up.
Mhm.
So just please be patient with us. But at the same time, we're very, very excited. So I want to announce some of the team members. We already mentioned Vincent Zandri. We're also bringing on Ashley Brown, who I am very, very excited about. She has successfully been running her husband's marketing plan over with his books, and he has been doing tremendously well with her efforts, and she has actually agreed to head up our marketing team. And so she is putting together a kind of a learning platform for our authors where they can come in and they can actually get the help that they need and also get the training that they need, and then the consultation that they'll get with her to kind of like get their 6-week launch program set up. And I'm very excited about that. So thank you, Ashley, for coming on board with the team. We are really excited to have her be one of your alibis. The other one that we're bringing on as well was some of our assistants. We've got Sydney Smakovsky. She's going to work on book trailers at Mirrorwood Productions. And then we've also got, and yes, there's some nepotism involved there. And then,
Yes, for sure.
and
Absolutely.
we've got some editors as well that are on standby. I'm excited about them. Jeremy Quist, Mark groundwork. We might have Marco. I haven't really talked to him yet to see what his schedule is, but we've got Jeremy Quist that's on board, and then a couple other designers for book covers and again, like partnerships with other companies that we're working with as well. One of which I got to talk to them. They're even talking to us about possibly setting up education for our authors for screenwriting.
Yes.
So very exciting about that too. So
Oh yeah.
we're bringing on a lot of these great companies.
Super excited. We have kind of a beta editing program that we're testing with some of our Alibi authors and some other authors as well, which is designed to make the editing process faster and a little more efficient. And it can also help you authors with your writing process. So we're partnering with a company. We'll make a more official announcement at some point about that as well.
Yeah, once we're
and
done
some of these other
beta
partnerships,
testing that.
Once we're kind of done with the early testing to make sure that all of these things work that we're trying to do, and that they're all different, that they all actually make a difference to you as a writer and to us as a publisher. We want things to be profitable, but we also want to produce the best products that we can and all that kind of stuff. So we've got some really cool stuff in the background. I am so excited about some of the partners that we have. It makes me really super excited.
I'm super excited. I'm excited about the authors that we bring in on too as well. Like I'm really excited about some of these authors that you guys are looking at. So just very excited about what we've got coming up. So I just want to let everybody know the name of the publishing company. I don't think I've mentioned it yet, is Alibi Syndicate Press.
Did we not do that?
I didn't. I don't think we did, but it's okay. I'll make sure that Sydney, I'll make sure that Sydney like imports that
puts it
in
at the beginning. It's a something or other. Yeah.
And then Troy and I, we're really super excited about it. I've got a welcome packet that I'm putting together for our authors that we bring on board. And it's going to be a hoot. I'm hoping that a lot of you guys feel like when you come on board, you feel like you've got a friend and that you're part of a team and that you feel like you're supported as you prepare to embark on the trad route through our little niche press. So this press specifically, we're looking for noir, thriller, mystery, and horror novels. So we're not just publishing every mystical fantasy or dark fantasy out there. We're not doing historical novels. We're not doing historical fiction. We're not doing women's fiction. You guys, this is noir, thriller, mystery, horror.
Very niche, very small.
Niche. So, very small.
So yeah. And first of all, like the other thing I want to throw out there is that one of the first things we're doing is something that publishers, generally speaking, just do not do, and that's called a Kickstarter. I don't know. Publishers haven't heard a lot of this crowdfunding thing. All the kids are doing it nowadays, though.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
But anyway, so Vince and I did a successful one last year that was called True Pulp. We had 60 some backers, almost 70 backers, and a huge Kickstarter. It was fantastic. Did some really cool limited edition stuff. So we're following that up with a series of true Kickstarters, and this one is called True Romance. Now, you'll notice we did not mention romance in the genres we were taking. That's because that is not the type of romance this is. This is very noir, dark romance. And what's interesting is we have probably almost half romance authors and a little over half noir authors, and some of those noir authors have written both in romance and noir.
Are you able to announce? I know you sent out an email and letting the authors know that they were in. Can you announce some of those names that you've got in that anthology?
Besides myself and Vincent Zandri, who are also in True Pulp, we've got Charles Salzberg. Reed Coleman is one of our big names, but we also have Danica Favorite, and who is written a lot of clean romance, but she has written a dark romance piece for us that is, it is just stellar. It is just stellar.
I know when you were editing it, you were telling me like, oh my gosh, this thing's amazing.
We've got a couple new authors too that are, so one is Samantha Ripley. She's a fairly new romance author, although she's got a lot of other stuff, or not romance author, thriller and noir author. She's got a lot of other urban fantasy stuff out there under a different pen name, but this is her branching out into thrillers. And then we have one of my favorite authors, and I can't remember the pen name she's writing. She has several pen names. I can't remember which pen name, and I don't want to throw out
Okay,
her real
hold
name.
off. Yeah, don't throw
Um,
out a real name.
I don't want to throw out her real name, and I can't remember her pen name because I right off the top of my head. But it is when you read it, you will see that what you'll be able to tell. This is one of the best stories in the anthology, one of the best stories that I've read. It's absolutely fantastic.
Wow,
But
that's
you know,
saying something.
we've got J.E. Fishman this time again as well, and his is an excellent story called Chili Girl. Awesome story. So
Cool.
anyway, so there's some fantastic stuff in this first Kickstarter. So first of all, if you want to become a part of Alibi Press and really learn what part of what we're about, hey, back our Kickstarter and find out what we're actually doing over here. And
Yeah.
those will be kind of our, these are kind of our, some of these are in our mix of debut authors that will likely be having novels placed with us as well. In fact, we've got Paul Brazil, his story. Oh, his story. This is the beauty of this story. It was originally released in Spanish
Oh, wow. Okay.
and now it's in English. Oh yeah, it's a long story, but it's a fantastic story. But it was originally released in Spanish, and then was picked up by an English-speaking market, and now it's going to be in our anthology. It's such a cool story.
Very
It's so awesome.
exciting.
So we have authors that, like, these guys are big names. They're well known, and so we're starting obviously with some of those names. Part of the reason we're starting with those names is they're experienced enough that if we make a few mistakes in the publishing process, they can call us on it. And for many of them, of our what I'm going to call our debut authors, besides the anthology, which okay, so that Kickstarter is running February 1st through 14th. It's called True Romance.
True
You
romance.
just watch our socials, watch our emails.
I'll
We'll
have
be
Sydney
announcing
pop
more
up.
about that.
Yeah, I'll have Sydney pop up the cover here for you guys to see it.
Yep,
I'm very excited.
it's super amazing, going to be super fun. So back that February 1st through 14th, there's all kinds of special editions, cool stuff you can get. You help us get far enough, we'll produce an audio book. So we're really excited about that. So, but besides that, our debut authors, many of them are names that you will recognize. One of the first novels we'll publish, of course, is by Vincent Zandri. Probably our lead magnet that we give away to people to get them on our reader list will be one of my stories. That's going to be
Oh,
thrown
okay.
into that mix. You know which one it is.
Is
You're
it the
looking
one?
at it
Is it the one I'm supposed to be looking at?
wide-eyed and laughing that you haven't
Yeah.
read yet. Yeah, anyway, so
It's in my queue of things to do.
but we've got some other books that have already been submitted. We've got some series that we're talking to authors about, things like that. So what Stacy alluded to earlier about open submissions, the way we're gonna, if you guys are familiar with Shadow Mountain Press, because they're very successful, I'm going to mirror their open submission
Okay,
type
good.
of thing,
Yeah.
which is we will open submissions. Like, for instance, we will open them at some point this spring. It'll be either the first week in April or the first week in May.
Okay.
The submissions will be open for 1 week only.
Okay.
There are strict guidelines about how to format and submit your manuscript.
Yes, there are.
Follow them.
Yeah. If you don't follow them, you
And
won't be considered,
right,
guys.
the
We just don't have
reason,
the time.
this is the thing. I used to work in acquisitions for a larger publisher,
Hmm.
and you get tons of submissions. You have very little time to go over them. So one of the first things I'm looking for is that you follow directions. And one of the reasons for that is I cannot take you as an author and turn you over to one of our editors if you can't follow submission guidelines. I can't count on the fact that you will follow their instructions and work well with an editor. So you have
Hmm.
to prove that to me when you submit your manuscript. Not
Exactly.
being mean, it's that to get through this hurdle, we're going to be a very specialty, very niche press. We're working, once we've been open for 18 months, we will be on the list of approved publishers for international thriller writers, which means if you're published with us, you can become a lifetime member of International Thriller Writers and you never pay dues again.
Right.
So this
And
is,
also I need to, as a business person, I need to reiterate this as well. Just you need to understand that as an author CEO, when you take control of your business, there are loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of cats that you're juggling at the same time, especially not just in indie, but also especially in trad and in traditional publishing. We're taking on multiple projects at a time, and we're going to expect the authors that we work with and the money that we invest in you, that money will be well spent. And if we can't take on authors that are willing to do the first hurdle correctly, it's going to make the rest of our job and the willingness that we may have in investing in you difficult to shell out. Because we're going to expect that when we teach you and invest our time and effort and money into your project, that you're going to be able to leverage that and profit from that. And if you don't follow the first instructions, you're not going to be able to follow the rest. So please know that if you're going to submit correctly.
And this leads to something else. Probably the second thing that will happen with acquisitions is we will have an interview with you, and or right now me, but I or someone else will have a conversation with you.
I'll be involved because I'm going to be the project manager.
Right. And for every book, we will have a marketing plan. And we will give you as one of our authors, we will give you a marketing course that we fully expect you to take.
Yep.
And I don't care how experienced you are, we're going to fully expect you to take that course and learn from it. And then you will get a consultation with our marketing person. But this is what we call cooperative marketing. We're going to provide you with assets. We're going to provide you with information about what you need to do in marketing wise. And you need to take part in it and do it.
And, guys, and you need to understand, this is education. This is one of the reasons why Troy and I started Alibi Syndicate in the first place, is because we knew that if, as a traditional publisher, we could not only give you that education that we know is lacking in the rest of the industry. And the reason I think, I firmly believe it's one of the reasons why many publishers are going out of business is because they do not invest this time and effort into each of their authors. But it will give you the knowledge in the background, foundation for you to go forth and prosper with the rest of your life and the rest of your CEO business, the rest of your author business. I had a glass of wine, sorry. But like what I'm saying is like, I want you guys to be able to have that ability to go forward with your business and actually take these assets we give you and apply it to your entire author business. So we are not going to just give that away frivolously. We want to make sure that we give it to people who are going to appreciate it and know how to implement it. And like Troy said, that requires some brain power. So you're not getting just oh yeah, we're going to take care of this for you, because this is what happens in the industry right now, right? Like they hand a book over to a publisher and they expect the publisher to kind of take control and do it correctly. Unfortunately, though, if you understand, as an indie author, you would understand this, but as an indie author, you understand all of those moving pieces. You understand everything that you have to know and learn and be able to put into practice when it comes to your own business. And you're expecting a publisher to do all of that and trust they're going to do it correctly. The problem is that they don't. In fact, it was just last year that I know Troy was approached by a publisher asking him to teach them how to market the books, right? Like that is terrifying. And I can't tell you, there's been umpteen edited, published authors that have come to me, and I've looked at their metadata and their publishing courses that they've been put into by these publishers as they've transitioned out and gotten their rights back and had to move them into, and seeing the mess that they were left with. It is horrific. And of course, these authors also just have no clue, because they thought it was taken care of and they trusted these publishers were taking care of them. We at Alibi Syndicate are going to handle that much differently. We are partnering with our authors. We are working with you. We are educating you, and we are giving you the tools to work hand in hand with us, so that as we complete certain tasks for the publishing of your book, you can then understand and know what we're doing, so that you can then apply that to the rest of your books. Because I know lots of authors, they have loads of other books that maybe wouldn't fit with our press, but that they also want to publish. We want to make sure that education that we're feeding you is going to be useful across your entire brand. So that's what we're hoping to do for you here at Alibi. So The story behind Alibi Syndicate, the reason we love this name so much is because syndicate to me kind of sounds like teamwork, you know, organization, kind of backers, like secret force, like this whole like
Yeah.
here we're all working
Usually a little
together.
organized
Yeah,
crime, but
like
we're
an
going to try to
organ.
keep it on
Yeah,
the
we're
legal
gonna we're
side.
gonna keep it legal,
No.
but we're doing this kind of as a unified effort to help you succeed. And Alibi, of course, when you're noir, your crime, your mystery, your thriller, everybody's looking for an alibi, right? So last week I got Troy and I these little signs that we're going to put in our office. And I'm very excited about this, but our Alibi Syndicate Press is up and running. So
we have t-shirts. We have
we
t-shirts
we do. We have
We have
t-shirts.
Alibi t-shirts. We have
We have all kinds of stuff that you'll get as a new author, but we're so excited. So just remember that if you're interested in being part of the syndicate, you can reach out to us via our website, sign up for our newsletter, keep your eyes peeled for our announcements when we're doing open submissions, and support those authors that we are launching. You really need to understand that the reason we have such generous contracts with our clients and the reason that we're working hard for them is to help them succeed. And really it's to give authors that lift and that support that they need as they go into this business, because it is a treacherous world out there, and to have a syndicate working with you is actually very beneficial. If you are not somebody that you think would be, or if you're not somebody who would fit with our noir press, but you are still interested in getting this education that Troy and I are talking about, you can get that through Print to Pro. Print to Pro is an indie publishing coaching, again, syndicate in a way. We're Troy and I, not only Troy and I, but many other partners that we work with, work together with indie authors to help them get the best and most professional presentation and product created in this market today, to kind of help them, I guess, compete against the big boys that are out there. And there are lots of them. So when there's 4.4 million books published a year, it helps to have a little bit of support so that you can at least sift to the top and get, noticed a little bit, find your fans. So, do you have anything else that you wanted to announce regarding, we've got I said, Kickstarter. Sign up at our website at alibisyndicate.com.
alibisyndicate.com. I would just say, really just watch very closely. If you want to submit to us, please wait for the submission window to open. If you submit outside the submission window, somehow you find my email on the internet, you message me through LinkedIn or through Facebook or whatever, I will throw your submission away. And
he's not doing it just to be mean. He's got me as kind of a partner, and I will tell him to throw it away as well.
And the other thing is that,
I'll be like, no.
When we're taking on these projects the way that we are exceptionally busy. We are doing our own things.
We already do.
We're still helping indie authors. We're doing all of that type of stuff. And what we're doing through this publisher is some of the stuff that we normally would charge an indie author to do, or the education we would charge them for, we're giving it to Alibi Syndicate authors. So what we ask that you do, if you're a potential Alibi Syndicate author, is that you respect our time.
Yeah.
Like, we are not, when we receive submissions, it will take us time to go through them, because there are only going to be a couple of us looking at them, because I don't want someone else looking through that slush pile and dismissing something that might have great potential.
Exactly.
We want to be the ones to look at it. So you're going to have to be patient with us on that end as well. Again, small staff doing a whole lot of things right now. To make all this stuff happen for you, in part because we want to keep things economical.
We want to keep things
staff, but
we want to keep things profitable. Well, yeah, control for you as the author, but also control and profit for the author. Like, the bigger the reason these publishers get these really big publishers, we could talk about the big five, but really the reason you get such a small percentage of your royalty with those big publishers is because they have a huge staff to put you through those publishing tasks. And and we are intentionally staying small on purpose. We probably, I don't foresee us ever having more than 10 people on staff at a time. I don't want to be bigger than that. So like, please just be patient and help us help you. That's what I would say.
Yes,
Um,
exactly. For
yeah.
sure. But
So,
don't submit outside normal channels.
Please,
That's not going to go well for you.
Please.
I'm sorry, but it's not.
Also, I mean, Troy's not real. I know I look nice, but I really am not nice. So Troy's the nice one.
and people who have had me edit their stuff and have worked with me as a publisher will tell you I'm not always the nicest, because I'm going to tell you the truth and the way it actually is.
I mean, good editors tell
if
you
I'm the
exactly.
nice one.
Yeah, but you're the nice
I'm
one.
the nice one, and I'm not always seen as the nicest person in publishing, then maybe just understand that we're not being mean for the reason of being mean.
No.
What we're doing is we're setting boundaries and following specific guidelines for very specific reasons.
And really, it's to protect our authors. It's really to protect the people that we bring on. So
it's to protect our authors so we can focus on them the way we should be, and we're not distracted by someone else. You would not want me distracted by someone else when I'm working on your project.
Exactly.
So just think of it that way.
So anyway, that's our goal. That's our goal. I'm very excited. We are here to be your alibis, and I'm looking forward to seeing the projects coming up. I'm super excited about this. We've also got some other things going on at Print to Pro, some exciting things. We'll talk about those later, but just let us know, hit us up if you're interested in what we're doing over at Alibi. Again, alibisyndicatepress.com. And then the Kickstarter, have you got a site for that yet?
We haven't got a URL for that yet. We should within it's been submitted for approval. We should get approval.
But if they do a search for True Romance on Kickstarter in the next couple days,
they won't find it probably next week, early next week.
Okay.
Once we get approved, it'll be a day or two. It takes them 2 to 3 days sometimes to approve us.
To support that. We'll see. Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right. Awesome. Well, thanks again, everybody. Again, I wish I had noisemakers. I feel like maybe I can get Cindy to do some confetti. Yeah, we need something. Cindy,
things like that.
Get on it. We need some fireworks. Right. But anyway, Happy New Year, everybody. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys soon. You can listen to Troy and I rant about the publishing industry and give you some free education on our podcast at Pros Talking Pros. That's being done every week on Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. Mountain Time. And then you can also find me every third Thursday doing Print to Pro Power Sessions. This first one is January 15th. We're going to be talking about becoming a CEO of your author business. Troy, you've got a class coming up
they're coming up on Tuesdays. I'll be doing them every month on Tuesdays, supposedly like the 4th Tuesday of the month or the 5th Tuesday. But there's weird Tuesdays this year.
There are
in
weird
the month.
Tuesdays.
So sometime around the end of the month, if you subscribe to our newsletter, you're going to know when those are.
Okay, good.
But we'll be having some free webinars. My first one is called World Building and Character Identity. And we're talking about how your setting impacts who your characters are. And that if you can swap out the setting of your story and keep the story the same, your setting is probably not doing its job. Anyway.
Whoa, good craft. That sounds like fun.
It is. It's going to be a blast. All right.
I'm also going to be on indie author training this month.
Yes, you are. I saw that you are doing a thing on
the 14th, the day before my webinar. Good timing. Yeah. And this is all when I get back from vacation next week.
Yeah, exactly. And just before I get back from vacation,
you leave. Yeah, you're leaving.
I come back on the 14th. So I'm going to leave before you come back, and then I'll be back on the 14th.
Okay.
And we'll be both be hitting the ground running again. This is one of the reasons we're starting slow in January.
Yeah.
But remember, February 1st, look for that Kickstarter. Back that sucker. And we will see you guys around.
We will see you guys soon. Have a great night or day or whatever you're doing.
Whatever it is.
See you later.